Alan, tell us the story of Daddio.
Yeah, so Daddio is a very simple story brought to us by Christy Hall, who wrote and directed it. But it's basically a two-hander. Dakota plays a character called Girly. She has just landed from a long trip. She gets into a taxi with Sean Penn here. And on the trip there, she is texted by her boyfriend, who we find out is actually her married lover. And she is the side piece. And Sean Penn's character, he's not exactly the the upstanding character that you'd want him to be. But the two of them basically just get into a conversation about life, about the things we do in life, the mistakes we've made along the way. For Sean Penn's character, he made a lot of mistakes in life and is kind of, he's looking back at his life, thinking about what he should have done, could have done, and looking at the person who he is. While Girly, Dakota Johnson's character, she has to start making some decisions about her own life and the choices she's making. And it all happens over an hour and a half within this taxi cab. And I'll just say I took my daughter to see it. You saw it with you, Chris. This is her favorite movie of the year so far. She just likes the movie is a conversation. It was inspired by the fact that during COVID, we were all isolated from one another, and that this is kind of a celebration of human connection, just being able to talk. I remember the Q&A, the one that Sean Penn had you shut down, filming it. But there was a moment where the moderator talks about Sean Penn's character and complains about, or points out that he was being very inappropriate in this movie, his character. And I thought to myself, no, he wasn't being inappropriate. He was being human. He was saying what was on his heart. He wasn't self-censoring himself. And I think that's what the best thing about this movie is that this is a tough subject for Girly to have to really confront the fact that she's in this relationship and that this relationship's not going to go in the direction that she wants it to go. And that he becomes very blunt and open about it, and maybe not as not as empathetic or caring in the way he responds. And yet it forges this friendship. And to me, look, it's a drama. It's a two-hander. It's a conversation. But I was riveted by this conversation the entire time. And
I felt the same way about it. They're stuck in traffic. That's the premise. They have a 90-minute conversation. She's texting the boyfriend, and Dakota Johnson is great.
Mm-hmm.
She really, I really love her. Not only because like off camera, she's like super cool. I think she understands her career. She understands Hollywood. She understands the effed upness. And this movie's not for kids, by the way. Like it's R-rated. And she's looking at her text. She's talking to Sean Penn. They have this whole conversation where it really affects her. It affects her to evaluate her life. And the director, there's a Q&A with the director, and we filmed as much as the panel as I could on our members only section, a film thread. But I really was sucked in. It's short. It could have been a play, but it feels cinematic enough. They use technology where they were, in the cab going on this, stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, and that's not unusual. And both characters are kind of changed by their response, by their conversation, and how they react to it. So,
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Did not expect to. I was like, oh my God, 2 actors in a cab. My God. And then it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. When that moderator said he was saying things inappropriate, I don't know, that really pissed me off.
No, it was fine. It was great. It was human. And by the way, look up Sean Penn's recent statements in interviews. He is pushed back about BS in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just look it up.
Yeah.
Sean Penn, surprisingly, you would not expect him to finally, go like, hey guys, we might be going a little too far.
Although we might question his foreign policy stances, but I absolutely love this movie.
Look up what Sean Penn has said in recent interviews. We'll do a news story on it, but I recommend Daddio, but know what it is. It may or may not be for you.
Mm-hmm.